Steph Beckett here at InfoComm 2025 here at the LAIA booth, joined by Gary Plavin and George Fournier. First of all, how has InfoComm 2025 treated you?
It's been terrific.
Good.
We've had very good crowd and steady flow, a lot of people going by, and it's all been application based.
Yeah.
Very focused on how they can take speakers and do what they need to. Can we get XY coordinates and what have you? But
Yeah. No, that's music to my ears. So tell me a little bit, for our audience, for those watching and listening, tell me a little bit about who LAIA is and what you guys do.
LAIA is a bunch of camera guys who have been passionate for many years.
Lovely.
And about 9 years ago decided to go after this market with PTZ cameras, and have really developed it based upon application specifics and performance.
Yeah, let's dig into that. I'd love to learn a little bit more about your PTZ cameras. So tell me a little bit about applications. What kind of PTZ cameras, what applications are people looking for?
Judicial applications, educational applications, auditoriums where they might have a question and answer out of the audience and wanting the cameras to automatically focus out to where that person is. Fleet applications.
Yep, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about, in your cameras, what sets you guys apart from other cameras on the market?
In terms of that, we're made in Spain. We
Right.
are using American chips. We are using our own software, and as a result of that, it's a bit different than everything that you're getting from overseas.
Yeah, I think, part of what I would love to focus on and talk to you guys about is the fact that you have, some AI built into these, and they're made to work a lot better with fewer components than a lot of other cameras on the market.
Exactly, and that's where I've got George here, and we'll let George Fournier take care of it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right.
What's up, George? How's it going?
Good going. Good going. So basically, with our what we call our onboard AI, we know that AI is like one of the most overused terms that you're seeing around, and everybody uses that stamp on everything. So I like to refer to it at the camera level. We're talking more about machine learning type of stuff that's
Right.
on board. So we have the capabilities with our cameras of being either HDMI, USB, or dual streaming. And on the streaming side of it, we can actually do NDI HX2 or HX3 depending on the model.
Okay.
And the tracking that's built into here is we can actually tell it to do zone tracking or person tracking, and it can actually recognize whether it's a face or the back of their head. So as people are walking by here, it doesn't pick up the back of the head and go, oh, I should follow them.
Right.
Next thing you know, the camera's off pointing someplace else. So that's all on board with this.
Tell me a little bit more about how this is going to make everybody's lives easier from the integrator to the end user.
So for the integrator, you could be putting these into systems where you already have an existing distribution system, control system like that. This would be an end device on there. But when you use the tracking for simple GUI setup, there's no extra software needed, no control system. It works with everybody else's control system, but also with NDI, and we've partnered with Netgear, Wolf Vision, Televic, a couple other companies, so that it recognizes our cameras right away.
Yeah.
So it saves on your integration time, your ease of use, and very intuitive controls for it.
Yeah, and I love that you guys mentioned courtrooms as an application type earlier, because being made in Spain with American chips, there's a certain amount of trust that comes with that.
Right.
So you're going to see you guys in a lot more courtrooms than maybe some other brands, a lot more like potentially governmental applications.
Right. And that's why we're currently switching to the Alhambra chipsets.
Yep.
So that's a US-based chip that actually gives us because of the economy of scale of the chips, we're actually able to provide 4K 60 video outputs, but it's giving us more horsepower to have more of the AI and the machine learning type of response of the devices on board.
Very cool.
Without having any external controls.
Yeah. And of what you are allowed to tell me, what can we expect to see from LAIA over the next year? What do you guys have coming up on the horizon?
So for LAIA, a lot of the extra part besides the cameras, we're a software company that provides cameras.
Absolutely.
So one of our big software things that we provide is called IAVS.
Yes.
And it's the Intelligent AV System. So we've partnered with Shure with the MXA 920s, with Sennheiser, TCC2s, TCMs, Nareva, Audio Technica, And we have some other guys in beta that are going to be coming out shortly.
Nice.
And what we can do is in a room with a Netgear switch or anybody's switch actually, 4 of our cameras, a dedicated PC, not an MTR, but an actually open PC, and our software, and with the microphone system, we can actually do tracking within the room.
Very cool.
And it's picks and clicks. It's not programming. So
Yeah.
your senior field engineers can be the guys out there actually, or girls, out
Yeah,
there
yeah,
programming. So it's not. It's actually speeding up implementation time.
Yep.
And it's tracking from. We're just dealing with the telemetry information from the microphones. We're not doing any audio manipulation.
Yep.
But you're removing any ingesters from the system, any switchers from the system, control system from the system. And the dual outputs that we have on there are available that it can either do a virtual camera for Teams or Zoom, or it can do NDI.
Yeah.
So one of the examples I've been using is you have a boardroom that 29 days out of the month, it's a regular old board month.
Yeah.
And they're using it for conference calls and that type of thing. But that one day out of the month, they have to use it for town hall and they have to stream it through the rest of the building.
Ordinarily, that would be a nightmare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So normally you have a production company coming in, or another team that has to set up in a whole other set. With our IAVS software, you can actually save different shortcuts for that.
Nice.
So you can hit the NDI button, and it will now give you an NDI output, and that'll stream out, and they can send it wherever they need it to without having to add additional software, additional cameras, or anything like that. It's just using what's already there.
And the thing is, we're seeing more of that, where rooms are used a certain way, most of the days out of the month, but where they're used a different way that one or a few days out of the month, because we are meeting in so many different ways now.
Exactly.
And this
and
is kind of
especially
why
with the return to work thing,
Absolutely.
people are trying to get the most out of these rooms. So you have that, okay, how can we make people come back, and how can we provide most use for limited space, because we've reduced our space because not everybody's here all the time.
Yeah.
And so you're turning almost every room into a multi-purpose room without having to have duplicate systems in them.
Well, it's really refreshing to hear that you guys have been listening to the market. And, that's something that a lot of manufacturers just don't do. They think that they understand what their end users need, but at the end of the day, if you don't listen,
right, exactly.
you don't know what they need. And it sounds like you guys have really been listening.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's part of. I've worked on the integration side, and I would call myself a recovering integrator, and so I bring that part of it to the conversation when we're talking with the engineers, because the engineers are like, yeah, we could do this. I'm like, well, where would you use that?
Yeah.
And then they go, and I'm like, well, I can make it. This is what I need, and this is what I'm seeing, and this is what we see from Rave's videos of what's going on in the industry and how people are responding. It's like, what do we do? And that helps focus it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're bringing products to market that people want.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much
thank
for
you.
walking me through your product line. Last question I have for you is, where can people find more information on LAIA?
LAIA can be found online is LAIATechNA for North America.com.
Amazing.
And you can also go to LAIATech.com. We'll take you to the European site. And when you click on the US, it'll bring you back to the US site. So all of our products are there. We have a rep network set up. We have help desk in New Jersey and in Canada. And that's the best place to find us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, George. And don't forget, on our side as well, you can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm for all your InfoComm 2025 coverage. Again, I'm Steph Beckett, and we will see you next time.